So when I came to Ghana again, I was led by my ancestors. Our ancestors, they're not mine, they're our ancestors. Our ancestors led me back.
Welcome to part 2 of my conversation with Tafari. In this episode, he shares how he's giving back to Ghana's community, as well as how he became a chief in Nima Accra.
But these visions that I had woke me up. And once I felt like I woke up, it made me stronger. And coming back to Ghana this time has been the extreme manifestation of that. So what has been the extreme manifestation of that? When I was here in March of 2020, things that I started was, one of the programs that I started was being able to link traders here in Ghana to markets in the United States. So even through a crazy global pandemic of something that has devastated many communities, I was able to build economic bridges for people who were creating here in Ghana, for people who were bringing products through other countries into Ghana to move, to sell in Ghana. I was able to help them move those things in the United States and beyond. That to me was big.
Yeah,
especially when I think about I think like 2 weeks from now is like last year was when the borders closed. I was able to keep financial borders open for many people. I wasn't necessarily benefiting from that from a financial standpoint, and it wasn't about financials. I'm like, how can I help you eat? How can I feed this village? How can I help you win when there is no money coming in?
And you're doing it. Like, I see through your Instagram, your travels around, particularly the Volta region, that you're doing things there. You have some projects going on. Not everything is on social media, but you do have some projects going on, things that you've been doing. Is there anything you wanted to talk about specifically about some of the things you're doing to impact the community there?
Yeah, so I actually have about 5 projects going on. So they impact the Volta region, they impact the greater Accra region, they impact the northern or the upper east region. So when I came here, one of the first projects that I was working on was telling the stories of basket weavers from the north in Bolgatanga. We see these beautiful baskets all over the place, but we don't know who's making the baskets. We know we want the baskets, but I went to tell that story. Who are these women? Who are the children? Who are the men making these baskets? So one of the first projects that I started here was a documentary film that I hope to release a little bit later on this summer 2021 to tell their story. So I went into the villages in Bolgatanga to collect stories, photograph, memories of people who've been doing this work for decades. And that to me was absolutely beautiful. One of the projects that came out of that was building a shelter so that the women and children in the north can build baskets or create baskets during the rainy season.
Oh, wow.
A lot of these women and children work with no electricity. So they want electricity. So one of the projects that I'm working on is to build them a shelter that will include electricity so that they can weave baskets deep into the night. And what does that mean? This means that they can bring economic force and power to villages where they are really, when the lights go out, the work ends.
And when the sun goes down,
when the sun goes down, the work ends. And it's not about building factories, but this is about their own willpower to say, we want more, we need more, we want to build. So that's one of the first projects that I've been working on, is to build a structure in Bolgatanga, a basket weaving center for some of the villages so that they can continue to create. Another project that I'm working on here in the greater Accra area is in Nima. In Nima, I'm working to develop a robotics training center for the children here in Nima, which is a community where I'm a chief. And this really is important because Nima is a Zango. If you are not familiar with what a Zango is essentially an Islamic or Muslim community, mostly immigrant from Nigeria, Niger, Mali, Senegal. I want to show children in this community that you can be more. You can be a scientist. You can be an educator. You can be a mathematics instructor, a teacher, an artist. So through this robotics program that I'm working with MITT based in Bogatanga, we're looking to replicate their program that's very successful in Bogatanga to bring robotics or STEM, or in some areas they may call it STEAM. But that's a project that I'm working on. But in the Volta region, I'm also working on a couple of developmental projects. One of the projects is in Leklebi, Abysia. This is to bring tourists to the Aflabo waterfalls. This is a community that is a farming community. It's super rural. It's super off the chart. But they have so many wonderful natural resources in terms of their cocoa, their coffee, their plantain, their banana. But most importantly, this beautiful waterfall that honestly shifted my own personal energy. I want to bring people here. So I'm working to build an office, a tourist office, and working on an ecotourism program in this area, in the Volta region. I'm also working with the Muwavi Basketball Fellowship, which I'm super passionate about. My daughter, who's recording this video right now, actually was there last week leading a basketball camp with about 25 young boys and young girls.
Yeah.
She was absolutely amazing. But to bring access to them, to increase their knowledge of basketball, to increase their skills, to increase their access to education, to arts, to show them that you can be a farmer, you can be a village person, you can live in this fairly distant community in Bolga, but you can be so much more here or anywhere you desire to go. The world is yours. So we're working to open up imagination, open up thought, to build thought, to increase physical activity, desire, health, mental wellness, spiritual wellness. All of this is a factor to make us whole. So I'm hoping that some of these things that I'm doing will open that window. It will open up the gate so that people can walk across this bridge to get something that they did not know existed, or something that they knew existed but felt like they didn't have an option to go get it. You can go get it. You can go get it. And I'm hoping that some of the work that I'm doing will expose them to that thought process, to let them know that they are not stoppable. Whether you are in Greater Accra, or you're in Elmina, or you're in Takrady, or Busia, or Kumasi, the world is yours. You can get it. And if I can do so by just exposing one thought, my mission is accomplished.
All right, so you've talked about your projects. How can people support you if they want to make a donation?
So if anyone wants to make a donation, I have, again, several projects. And if you want to make a donation, you can Cash App or you can Momo me. Well, I prefer Cash App if you're in the diaspora, or PayPal. If you're in the United States, you can Cash App me. My Cash App is Sankofa Mind and Body.
I'll put it in the description.
Yes, and then you can also PayPal me, but I'll give you that information also. It's long, so I'll send you that information as well. I'm hoping to put up a couple of GoFundMe programs so that it can have a little more international reach for people who are interested, and then I'll be separating the projects. So if you're interested in one project, not necessarily more than the other one, but maybe you're connected to like children's education, maybe you're connected to sports, maybe you're interested in tourism, maybe you're interested in artist development, then I'll have different projects going on. And they're all supporting Ghanaian people. all Ghanaian people, artists, bead makers, bead designers, textile workers, farmers, people who are working with children's education, and especially like in Nima, where the needs are so high. All of that information I'll make available to you, but it's super simple. Any donation matters. If you have $5, perfect. If you have $50, perfect. If you have $500, hey boo. Let's feed these children. Let's feed these communities.
Yes.
Not necessarily with food, but with access, with vision, with dreams, with desire, because we can do it. As the diaspora, collectively, we have so much power. We have so much power to make impact, even on very small levels. That, I mean, one small thing that one person can do can really change the trajectory of a child's life, or even a young adult. I've come across many young adults who are 16, 17. I want to attend university, but I can't bridge. My question is, what do you need? 4,000 CDs. 4,000 CDs will help you for a year. 4,000 CDs is what? $600, $700? For 1 year. $700 could literally change one person's life, change their family's life, and impact their community in ways that they may have only dreamed of, but they didn't have the access.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like, you know, we as diasporans have to support one another, but I really think that we have to support what's going on here on the continent. And if we're all supported collectively, our power is that much more substantial. One act could really change a life.
100%, 100%. I love what you're doing. I love everything, and I hope that all of you have taken down the information to support all of the things he's doing. One last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up is that fact that you became installed as a chief in Nima.
Yes.
And you're the first African American to be installed in a chief position in Nima, because they've never done that before.
Yes.
And tell us the story about how that even came about, because it's such an interesting one.
So yeah, it is interesting, but it's a year-old story.
Yes.
So when I came to Ghana again, I was led by my ancestors. Our ancestors, they're not mine, they're our ancestors. Our ancestors led me back. And as part of that, before I left Ghana, I'll tell this story in brief. When I left Ghana on, I think it was the 22nd of March, 22nd, 23rd, somewhere around there, I was going crazy. I'm shopping, I'm having these experiences. I'm like, oh, you need some money? You need this? I'm just giving. I didn't care. But the day that I left, I had no money, like none. And I came to a shop that had some items that I thought that I could take back to the United States, and they would generate some interest. And I asked the shop owner, I said to the shop owner, I literally have no money. If you give me these items today, I will send you the money by the end of the week. We shook hands, and he said, okay. His name is Big Papa. Big Papa gave me, it was actually a bunch of crystals, crystal quartz. I took them back to the United States. I arrived like on a Tuesday. On Wednesday, I said, hey guys, I have these crystals. They're from Nigeria. They're from my friend Big Papa. Let's support. I sold them all in one day. I sent him the money the same day. That money was about $600 US. I sent it all to him. And I said, I hope this helps. From there, a relationship began. And I was able to continue to funnel money through them sending me merchandise to fund the lives of several members in the Hausa community here in Accra. When I came back, that work did not stop. It continued, and it actually grew. The Nima Hausa Palace heard about the work that I was doing with these members from their own community. They invited me for a meeting. I'm just thinking it's a meeting.
Yeah.
And me, I'm all into tradition. I show up at the meeting. I bring a goat. I went to Jamestown and purchased a goat from some goat farmers. I purchased a goat and I presented the goat to the chief, Sarki Miyake. His grandfather came to Ghana from Nigeria and helped form the community of Nima. That was actually transformative. And I just really went to meet with Sarki Miyake and to present this goat and to do some type of cultural exchange. But little did I know they were actually interested in me joining the palace because they heard of my work with several of their own members from their community. The interesting thing is, only 2 years ago, I found out on my father's side that I am Hausa Fulani. And at this meeting, I was able to share that. And when I shared that, people just stood up. I'm Hausa Fulani. I'm Hausa Fulani. I'm Hausa Fulani. And they came up, they said, welcome home. And I just broke down crying. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, I just came to Ghana and I like literally found my tribe and they're bringing me in and they asked that I join the palace as a sub-chief. And without thinking about it, I said, yes. I didn't know what it entailed. I didn't care, but I'm like, if I could be here and be with you and learn about myself, my own history, I'm here. I'm here. And on the 30th of January, at the Nima cluster of schools, I was installed as Sarki Jakada. Sarki, S-A-R-K-I, means chief. Jakada, J-A-K-A-D-A, means ambassador. I effectively became the ambassador of the Hausa community in Nima to the entire diaspora. That was super deep. That was me coming home in a way that I did not expect. I just wanted to come home.
There's no way you could have even imagined it turn out like this.
It was it was nowhere on the chart. And you know, for those of you out there who are movie buffs, it was my Antoine Fisher moment.
I never even thought about that.
It was my Antoine Fisher moment. And here I am now, 60 days later, my daughter is here with me. She was introduced to the Nima community just this past Thursday. And they wrapped her up, welcomed her. That to me is huge. To find your tribe and to be welcomed in with no hesitation is real. So my connection to Ghana is super deep, unexpected for me, but my ancestors knew. They led me here, and I'm here to do the work. And I'm also crying.
And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That is such a deep, deep story. And I love hearing it. And I wanted this story to be shared because I think that the world needs to know, the diaspora community needs to know how important the work you're doing is, the work that, you know, there's others like you who are doing work that nobody knows about. And it's these little things that are being done that are helping the community one person at a time.
Right.
Because, you know, for instance, with the things that your daughter did with the camp, those kids, you never know, one of them might end up becoming a professional. One of them might end up getting a scholarship for basketball.
Right.
You know, the people you're helping, that Big Papa, like, he has a family, and what you're doing is helping him take care of his family.
Exactly.
You know? And in being able to take care of his family, they're able to take care of other people. So what you're doing is really making an impact, and I love what you do.
Thank you.
So glad. I have to go and look up to see which person it was that tagged me again.
I don't know. I don't know who that was.
Yeah.
We've become like really fast friends.
Yeah.
You're my sister.
Yeah.
And you're also my sister through food. I mean, which is like really big.
I love food. life is about food, friends, family, faith, and fun.
Yes, and we're having it all here in Ghana.
Yes.
Beyond the return. Beyond.
It is fantastic that I met you, and I'm glad we're gonna have a lifelong friendship. He's going back to Detroit tomorrow, but I'll see you when you get back.
Yes, in a few months.
And I'm so glad that we got this chance to chat and share your story with the world. Thank you so much for watching today. If you have any questions, please send me a message in the comments. I'll put the information about how you can donate to him in the description box, as well as I'll pin it to the top of the comment so that you can support what he's doing. Because I know not everybody can come to Ghana, not everybody can come to Africa because of life commitments, whatever it may be, but you may want to support, and you can do that by supporting people like him. So go down to the comments and look for the link. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.